Let's analyze this pro doubles point and see what we can copy to improve our own doubles. Now, this video is courtesy of PTSO on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I've put their link in the description below.
I'm hearing one, and it is
All right, it's pretty fun. So, of course, we got Sinner and Lorenzo. We've got Giron and, of course, JJ on the other side there. So Sinner serves. I like everyone's positioning, by the way. It's really important because most doubles points aren't started correctly. When you just watch recreational doubles, players are not starting in the correct position. So we got Lorenzo right in the middle of the box, just drawing X. Obviously, we've got Sinner much farther out wide than normal. You know, like singles, you're going to stand here, but doubles, you want to stand over there, cover the angle, and also be able to hit a better angle in doubles. Look at Giron. Look where he's standing. I really like this. You've got the service line here. Don't stand directly in the middle of the service line, and definitely don't shade yourself over to the outside. Giron's over here, and so Marcus obviously is standing in the right spot. That just helps in case JJ hits the ball anywhere near Lorenzo, and Lorenzo goes to the middle, that Marcos is over there and ready to intercept that ball. Now, some things that are pretty interesting. First off, I want you to look at Sonego and watch how he jumps backward with this split step. So watch how he moves backward. This is interesting. We've got JJ with a forehand, and look at him move back. So Sonego's moving backward. Isn't that interesting? I would expect him to move forward and just be more getting his body weight going forward and not jumping backward. And you can see he's already decided to jump backward by the time before I should say that Wolf hits this ball. So this is not because he sees the ball coming. That's not what it is. He actually jumps backward. Maybe it's because he thinks with JJ having an inside ground stroke that it's going to be ripped down the line at him. I don't know, but that would be definitely something that I would want to ask him. Why were you jumping backward? Or, are you even aware that you're jumping backward as the net player? And, normally you want to be moving forward if you can help it, whether it's this way forward or that way forward based on where the ball is and the return is. But, I just thought that was interesting. Now, one thing that I will tell you is it is correct for Lorenzo at the net here to not poach and pinch the middle. This is correct because this is an inside ground stroke. Inside ground strokes get yanked down the line all the time. So basically outside ground strokes get hit cross court, inside ground strokes get hit down the line. And that's actually exaggerated in recreational tennis. That's really common in recreational tennis. So it goes kind of against what you typically hear is, when a serve goes down the tee in doubles, you should move that way. And when the serve goes out wide, you should move out. You can actually kind of do it the opposite. When the ball comes to the tee, it's an inside ground stroke and it can get yanked down the line all the time, whether on purpose or actually accidentally. So holding your ground in this scenario is actually very smart. When it's the outside ground stroke, you can really expect a cross court ball. So if you want to pinch that, it's absolutely fine. So the point continues. The ball goes right to Lorenzo at the net. Now, good thing that we saw Marcus over here because now the ball kind of comes right at him and he's easily able to put his racket on the ball and get to it. And you can see JJ going for that ball too, right? It's always better to have two people going for the ball than just one person. Now, Giron doesn't get much on this ball, so you see Lorenzo go across. Now, Sinner goes forward, but then he comes across because why not? Like no one's on the right side, so he starts moving over. Now, here's a pretty interesting scenario. I want you to watch Sinner. Watch where he stays. He stays straddling the center. That's because his partner is over, and you have to expect the ball to come this way. So he actually wants to bisect where that ball can go onto his side of the court. It would be incorrect to come over here, and then the middle is wide open if the ball is hit to Giron and Giron hits it to the middle. So I thought that was really good. This is called windshield wipering, where if your partner goes this way, you go with them. If your partner goes this way, you go with them. It's just like windshield wipers on the front of your car. Now, Lorenzo's got an overhead. Now, if we zoom in here, we can kind of see he frames it a little bit. Maybe he meant to hit this ball down the line. I would have loved it if he just hit it like this and kind of sent it into the crowd if possible. And the reason is because anytime you have an overhead in doubles, you want to look for the person closer to you. look for that side of the court, look for that person, and then hit the ball to that side of the court because they will have less time to react. Now, his ball does land right in front of Giron, but then the ball actually goes right to, watch this, the ball goes right to JJ. So JJ doesn't even have to go anywhere. Now, at this point, you'll see Sinner then move over. So remember that idea of go to the left with your partner? Well, now they're both trying to cover the ball because now the ball is going to be over here. So they're both going to move over to try to cover this shot. I love overheads off of overheads. They don't always happen, but you'll see overhead and then another overhead. That's such a cool thing when somebody spikes the ball down too short. You can actually hit the ball as an overhead when it comes back down. So here are where things change for Giron and JJ Wolf, because up until then you had Sonego, he's slamming it at Marcus, and then Marcus barely gets it back. We got another overhead here, and these guys are scrambling. So now it's 2 up against both back. But right here, things change because the ball is hit low to Sinner's feet. When you're playing doubles and you have somebody at the net, if you can get the ball to their feet, this is called a 2-shot passing shot strategy. The first shot is at their feet, and then the next shot you can go for the pass. But he hits the ball just as an overhead. He gets the ball low to Sinner's feet, and then all of a sudden things completely change. Now JJ is hitting this ball on his terms. Now let's look at a couple things. First, the split step timing. You're not supposed to land your split step as the opponent strikes the ball. That would be incorrect because you'll actually be split stepping too early if that's what you do. So you want to split step around 0.2, 0.2, 0.23, somewhere in that range, seconds after your opponent makes contact with the ball. And we can see that here with Lorenzo and Sinner. We can see their split step. Watch how they split step in a synchronized manner. Now, let's look at the timing of it. Let's go to the contact. There's the contact. So we'll zoom way in, and right there is the contact. Notice they're in the air. We put a timer down and we run it until they land. And there it is. 0.2 seconds. Now they're landing. You want to jump before your opponent hits, be in the air as they're hitting, and then land after. The reason is because you are synchronizing your brain with your feet. You want to land at the same time your brain reacts. And our reaction time to something visual is around 0.2, 0.23 seconds. So because of that, we want to land after they hit so that when our brain reacts, we land, we're pre-stretching our legs, and we're ready to explode in any direction, no matter where we see the ball. Now, this is pretty interesting, and I'm wondering, I don't know for a fact, but I just wonder how much doubles Lorenzo plays. And the reason is this is the most classic scenario in doubles, and it's called down the middle solves the riddle. When you are JJ Wolf in this scenario and you're moving forward inside the baseline and you have, they're in the air as the ball's being hit, and you have 2 players at the net. So we're talking from JJ Wolf's perspective. The shot to hit is between the middle, or like between your opponents down the middle. Down the middle solves the riddle. What do? You got both players up, you hit it to the middle. A lower part of the net, more margin for error, creates confusion. The opponents won't know who's going to hit the ball. But I want you to watch Sonego's racket and how it moves left. Look at this. Watch this right here. Watch his racket go left. It's almost like he thought JJ might hit the ball over there. That is like a nearly impossible shot. So in this scenario, you have to empathize and you have to put yourself in your opponent's shoes and say, what shot would I hit if I were in their situation? And I'm just wondering, does Lorenzo go for that shot in this situation? Like JJ's coming forward and he's going to absolutely blast this ball. So he's going to hit down the middle like every time, or he's going to hit this way, which is actually why you'll see Sinner hold his ground. So in this scenario, Sinner should be covering the alley and the middle, and Lorenzo really only has to cover the middle. He does not have to worry about this alley because it's not going to happen. This ball, if JJ crushes that ball, the ball's just going to land like wide of the court. Like the ball's going to land, by the chairs. for the changeover. So I just thought it was interesting that Lorenzo's racket moved left as if he were trying to guess which way the ball was going, because it certainly wasn't based on where the ball actually went. And then neither one of them got it. You can tell that this ball is much closer to Lorenzo. And it is his forehand, but at this point it doesn't matter. So they're just trying to get the racket on the ball. And I'm wondering if Sinner's looking at him like, yo, dude, like, why were you not there for that ball? And even Lorenzo was like, you got to be kidding me. What in the world? So just for your own future reference, when your opponents are at the net and you are inside the court, hit through the middle, creates confusion, lower part of the net, you'll win a ton of points. Now, to help you win more matches, you've got to pick up the Doubles Playbook by Fuzzy Yellow Balls. Almost 100 pages of strategy after strategy, and every page comes with a QR code that lets you watch a short video of exactly how to use this strategy to win more matches. Simply use my link in the description and pinned in the first comment. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, maybe you want to find a league in your area, or you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt. And it's playyourcourt.com/2-minute-tennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. Please go out and film yourself playing matches. When you review the footage, you can check out your footwork, your technique, your strategy. Team up with your partner and get together and look at it point by point in slow motion. You're going to start noticing ways that you can improve your game. If you do that, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.